Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Tanveer Hussain. I am working as a research assistant at Intelligent Media Laboratory. This presentation is about the usage of LaTeX for research writing. It is a kind of tutorial for the use of LaTeX in research writing. These are the main contents of the presentation. First of all, there is an introduction of the LaTeX, and then I will explain about the structure of LaTeX document. Next, I will go through the working mechanism of an online LaTeX editor that is very easy for use, and then I will show you how to create a LaTeX document. And next we will go through some basic tags that are commonly used for making a research document, such as a journal article, thesis, etc. These basic tags which I will discuss include sections, subsections, labeling, and citing a reference in a LaTeX document, about the font effects list, comments and spacing, and the most importantly, inserting equations in a LaTeX document. And after that we will go to the online LaTeX editor, and we will do some practice, and then I will give you an overview of some basic mistakes that are very common in research writing, and I will recommend some useful suggestion for research writing. So let's go to the introduction part. What is LaTeX? So it is actually pronounced as LaTeX, and it is a document preparation system to produce some professional looking documents. Actually it is different from a word processor, and you can use it for to generate long and structured documents, and also we can insert different type of mathematical equations into it. And as for most of the usage for the research is a Microsoft Word, and LaTeX, in contrast to Microsoft Word, has different working style. Where in Microsoft Word we have the output in front of our eyes, what you see is what you get, but in the LaTeX the concentration is on the contents rather than appearance, and you have to compile your document to see your final output and to see what you have changed in your document. So this is about LaTeX. And the LaTeX is actually is like Word has a common file whose extension is .doc or .docx, but the LaTeX has its extension .tex, and it is also a plain text file just with a .tex extension. And we can use any type of text editor like Notepad, Sublime Text, or any other editor that is convenient to us to write the LaTeX document. But most of the people are comfortable to use some dedicated LaTeX editors that I will show you in the next slide. Regarding the structure of the LaTeX document, there are some tags, as in some web programming languages like HTML, CSS, etc. LaTeX also has the use of tags to mark the document structure and to employ some equations, or to make some lists, or to insert some figure, or anything you do in the LaTeX. You have to do it through the tags, and without tags you cannot use the LaTeX document, and you cannot create a professional document in LaTeX. So this is about the structure of the this is about the usage of LaTeX. and whenever the writing is finished, or nowadays, like there are a lot of editor with much convenient output alongside the writing you do, but normally for some text editors and for some other LaTeX editors, you have to convert your .tex file into like any shareable format such as PDF, and then you can submit it to a journal, or you can easily share with your friends or in your circle. Going next, we will see the structure of a LaTeX document, where, as I said earlier, that it has an extension of TEX, which we can create through which we can create in simple notepad, or we can use any editor of our own choice. But there are also some handy third-party software applications available to edit and compile your LaTeX documents, such as TextMaker, which you can see in the hyperlink, and you can go over there if you want to download. It's free for use. And there is TextMake Center, etc. There are a lot of other options. If you want to employ, you can search, you can Google it. And also the most convenient that I also prefer is Overleaf, that is an online LaTeX editor, where you have a lot of options, such as you can share and you can edit, you can get comments from your professor or your senior with just one go. Is like if you are editing a document in Overleaf, you can your friends and your seniors and your professor can also view your document, and they can also give you some comments online without any third party involvement. Like, you don't have to send them documents, and you don't have to reserve their space through emails or through KakaoTalk, etc. So it's very convenient for usage. So if we create a new file with the .tex extension, then according to the LaTeX rules, there are some basic tags that you must have to put in your document. Like these are very necessary. These are obligatory for inclusion in your document. These tags are like document class, where you can specify some attributes, like for example A4 paper with 12 pt font size, and you can also specify what type of document you are creating. It can be article, it can be a conference proceeding, or it can be a thesis document. And then you this is actually a tag, the backslash with the document class. The document class is a reserved word, and here we go, we begin the document, and then we just type here, for example, this is patron recognition class, and then we end our document. So this is a LaTeX document with all these basic tags that are mandatory for inclusion. But a part of these tags, as I said earlier, that if you are working in LaTeX, you have to do everything with the help of tags. So there are a lot of other tags too, but we will try to cover referencing tag or some labeling tags that are very necessary, that are very basic. And if you are typing a research article, so without those tags you cannot complete your document. So we will cover just only those tags, but I will also guide you how to find the resources and how to find the tags that you want to include if for your presentation. Like if you want to make a presentation through LaTeX, so you can also do that. This is the online editor that I mentioned, and we will work in the Overleaf. It's called Overleaf, where you have this structure where you have this is the website, and you can create new projects, and here you can also see view your projects and which project is shared with you, and a lot of other options there on the left side of the window. And there you have input window where you put your tags and your code is like I have put this code here. And this is the output window where you see what you have written. So for example, if I have written this code and I have written these tags, so this is the output of this code when I compile it. So it is already mentioned here that this is input window and this is output window. So as I mentioned in the previous slide, that document class command must appear at the start of every LaTeX document, and without that the LaTeX document is incomplete. And here in the text it specifies the document class, and the article, it is like suitable, it is feasible if you are creating a very like some short report that you want to send to your professor, you are preparing a journal paper or something like that. So you can use the article class, and you can complete your professional document. So that's all about the introduction of the Overleaf and introduction about LaTeX. So now we will go over there and we will do some practical working, and we will apply the tags, we will learn about how to write equations, we will learn about how to make our document look more professional. So we will go to the website and we will create our own document, and we will see how it works. So to start with the Overleaf, you can Google just Overleaf and hit enter. The first link you have to open, and here if you are new to the Overleaf, you don't have any account, so you can register yourself with your email and create your own password. And if you already have your Overleaf, then you can just log in. As like for me, I already have an account there, so I will just go with the link project for me. And the good thing is that you don't have to create the basic requirements, is like you don't have to type the document class and where are the sections and all the stuff and where you have to begin the document. Everything is automatically managed by the online LaTeX editor. You just need to focus on the contents of your research or of your thesis or whatever it is. So first of all, I will is like we have this title. This is actually a basic tag, and you can, if like for example, if you are making some research papers, you can give it your title. For example, my title is XYZ, so you can just give any title. And here you can click on recompile, or you can also hit Ctrl plus enter or Ctrl plus S to see your output. For example, if I click on recompile, it will change the title and it will show you the output. So as I showed in the presentation, here this is the input window and this one is the output window. So here I will remove the author for the time being, and the date also. We will leave the title is like it. And another good point is that you have the built-in dictionary here, is like in Microsoft Word or some other text editors. So you also have the built-in dictionary here, and you can correct your words from here. So this is the document begin, and they have some random section that they have created already for you for your ease, and that's introduction section. But if it's not your first section, so you can replace it. So as I mentioned in the presentation, first of all we will learn about sections. So in as like in our journal article or in thesis or in some other document, most of the times we have to divide our document into several sections. Like for example, the first one is introduction, and then there is some related work or literature review. Or for example, if you are generating a report, then first of all you tell about the working environment, and then you create another section of how your experimental results look like, and then you create another final section of what are the outputs of your research, or what are the output of your project report. So the same thing goes here, and we also have to divide our document into several sections. So for that we have some specific tags. That is, the first one is you just put this slash and you just say section, and whenever you type like whenever LaTeX editor I mean Overleaf comes to know that you are about to type some tag, then it gives you a lot of suggestions, like for example section, set length, use package, etc, etc. So you can type any of them, like for example use package or something like that. So you can type any of them, but I'm concerned about the section, so I will hit enter here, and then I can mark this section as related work. And whenever I hit Ctrl+S, that is for save, then you can see it will recompile the whole file, and I can see another section created for me. So that's a good thing. You can just see the output at once by clicking just Ctrl+S or Ctrl+Enter. And the next thing is, like for example, if I want to create some more section that are subsections of this introduction section, so then I have another tag that is called subsection. So for example, the first subsection, it's called motivation, so I can write motivation. And then for example my second subsection is about the contributions of my research, so I can write here contributions. So whenever I compile it, you can see there will be two sections, that is. And another positive point is that you don't have to worry about the bullets numbering, like LaTeX worries for it, and you don't have to take care of these things. You don't have to write the numbers, and then you don't have to update the numbers after a certain period or after a certain time when you insert some other stuff. So LaTeX will worry about it, and that is first 1.1, 1.1, 1.1 and 1.2. Now for example, in related work I have some subsection that is for example traditional machine learning, traditional pattern recognition methods, and then I have then I have the another subsection that is advanced pattern recognition methods. So when I compile it, I can see that the numbering is automatically marked by the LaTeX, that is 2.1 and 2.2, so I don't have to worry about the numbering. So this is about the sections. And also you have the paragraph section, which is not much important, but if you want you can create, like for example in motivation I want to add a paragraph, then I can say for example then I can name this paragraph for example sample paragraph, and then I can write I am writing this paragraph to see the output of how a paragraph looks like. And when I compile it, you can see there will be a sample paragraph, that is the heading of the paragraph, and then I am writing all this stuff. But if you are writing a research paper, you don't need this, so you can remove this and you can just write a paragraph, and you can see the tab is automatically given to the paragraph. And also you can see you can have another tag that is called subparagraph, but you can insert it and you can practice on it on your own. The next thing is about labeling, where for example if you want to label your section, so you can use the label command, and then you can label any section or any subsection, and then you can reference it in any part of your document. For example, if you are writing a thesis and there are around about 40 to 50 pages, then you have to worry about the referencing. For example, if you want to refer to an introduction section from the very beginning, or from the end of your thesis, then you can just refer to it as like in Microsoft Word we have hyperlink or something like that. So here we have the labeling, and that we have the labeling tag that is label. So for example, I want to label my contributions, and I want to label them as, for example, novel contributions. And you can also, like for example, if you want to name it through some numbers like section 1 or something like that, you can also do that. But if you like, this is the easy way, like one can remember the novel contributions or contributions word easily, as it's an English name and it's easy to be memorized. So if I label it as novel contributions, and then I have to refer to it in another subsection, that is section 2.2. For example, I am referring to, then I have to use the ref tag, and then I have to refer to like the editor is already giving me suggestion. But if you want to remember, you can easily remember the novel contribution. When I click novel contributions, so then I can see that I am referring to 1.2, which is the novel contribution, this section. See, like you can see here, contribution 1.2. So whenever if I update some sections, for example, I include another subsection here, that is advantages of previous methods, and I press Ctrl+S. So this section will be automatically updated. See, this is 1.3, so they are automatically the advanced pattern recognition methods where I referred the reference, so it is automatically updated. So this is how I refer to some point, or I refer to some label that I already created for myself, and this is called labeling. The third important point, the third very much important, I will say, tag is about the referencing, like how to refer and how to cite a reference in LaTeX file. So for that, like we have a specific file that is called Bibtex, and its extension is .bib, where we have to put all our reference that are considered that we will use in our document. For example, I am using this document, so related to this document I'll have another file with that .bib extension that will contain all of my references. And we can also, is like this file, we can also create this file using Notepad or any of other LaTeX editing tool. So how to refer, or how to copy reference from an external source into the LaTeX file, that's very easy. For example, I go to Google Scholar, and then I say for example I search for I'll search my own paper, of course. So this is my paper, and I have to click here, and then I have to click Bibtex, and then I have to select this and click copy. So one thing I have to do is I have to create a new file with .bib extension that I have to click here, and my references.bib. I have to create this, and then I have to paste what I already copy. So there are several points for consideration in this reference. The most important is this @ article here. It represents the nature of the document. Like for example, I am citing an article, or for example, if I have to cite some conference proceedings, then here it is written as proceeding. Or for example, I am referring to workshop, or I am referring to a thesis. So this one represent that the nature of the document that I am referring to. And this thing, it is used as it is actually the last name of the first author, and there is also the year, and also there we have the first keyword, first word that is used in the title. And this thing is used to refer to from your document. Like for example, in this file, if I want to cite this paper, then I have to say, for example, cited by Hussein. Now for example, I want to cite this paper. Then normally there are a lot of other references too. This document is filled from references, so for the ease, you can say, for example, cite. Then here I'll have the list of all the references that I already copied into my references, but in this situation I have only one reference, so I'll click on this and send. Now when I recompile this file, then I'll have an error instead of an error here, or there will be some question mark, because I have to do some urgent work before I want to cite something, and that urgent work is to include the bibliography style, and also you have to refer to your references file. Like for example, I click recompile, there will be a question mark here, like see, because it doesn't know that what is this reference. So I have to include what? First of all, I have to include the bibliography style, which you can say plain, and then I have to refer to the bibliography file. Then for that you have the bibliography tag, and then you can type the my references .bib. Now I click the recompile button, and there we have, this is the first reference, and here we have the reference of this citation. So this is how we cite any reference from Google Scholar or some other website into our LaTeX file. The next tag is about the font effects. That is not very much difficult. For example, here we have text IT. This is italic text, and then we have I'll copy we have text IT, and we have text SL for slanted words, and we have text SC with small caps, and then we have text SF. This is for slanted words, and this is for small caps, and this is for sans serif text. Let's see the output. This is italic text, this is slanted text, this is small caps text, this is sans serif text, and another important one is for underline. And for underline, you can type here underline. This is sans serif text, this is underlined text, and you can see the output here. So this is about the font effects, and you can also create some lists. For example, I have the list. Then for list you have to begin, and you have to say, for example, enumerate, and then it already created the necessity things for me. That is what I have to put. For example, I have first item, and then I have second item, and then I have third item. Let's see the output. First item, second item, and for example, in second item I have some for example some sub items, and I have to begin another section, that is begin, itemize, and then this is the sub item. For example, sub item of second item, sub item 2 of second item. This is 1. So press Ctrl S, and you can see sub item 1 of second 2. So this is about lists. And regarding the comments, so if you want to comment comment any sentence or any sections, you can just simply write the ampersand sign, and that sentence will be removed, will not be compiled by the compiler of LaTeX. So it's very easy if you want to give comments. Empty spaces in LaTeX document, they are considered like only single space is compiled, and they are treated as an empty space. But if you insert a lot of empty spaces, they are not considered as, like, for example, if I give a lot of spaces here, so it is only considered as a single space. And the similar way is treated, and the similar way, like, we have to treat with the lines. For example, if I insert empty lines, so they are only considered as a single line. And the other thing is, like, for example, if I want to give a line break, for example, these are some sentences on a similar line, then I have to use 2 backslashes, and it will go on the other line for the new line. And I can also put some other backslashes but we have to note that if we put 2 backslashes, it is not considered as a single line, so every 2 backslashes it will go to the new line. So for example, I have 4 backslashes, 2 lines, I'll go down. And another important point is that the symbols, if you put some symbol, like for example I put symbol of hash here, so these hashes etc., they are not considered and they are not compiled by the compiler. But if you want these symbol, like for example hash, dollar symbol, ampersand sign, percentage sign, or any other symbol, then you have to put a backslash before it, like for example hash, and for example this sign. If I compile it, then I can see the output here. And if I remove this backslash, then I won't see any like you can see this is giving an error, and I also won't see any output for these special characters. Moving ahead now, we'll try to insert some figures that are also very important for consideration. And a journal article or a thesis, most of the times they contain a lot of images. So to include an image and to insert a figure, first of all we need to use a package. There are a lot of built-in packages, but we have to use the package related to graphics, and without that we cannot insert any figure. And the next important thing is, if you want to insert a figure, then the most important thing and a recommended thing is that you create a folder that is named as images, and then you upload your images to this folder. Like for example, I have an image and I want to upload it to this folder, then I can refer to that image. So I will click upload, and then I will go to the images that I have, I'll go here and I will drag this image here, so it will be directly uploaded here. Is like you can see, this is the image that I want to insert into my main file, into my PDF. For example, I wanted to insert here. So after that, I have to begin a section that is figure, and after I begin this section, then you can see like everything is created, the other tags are created by the LaTeX itself, and I don't need to worry about it. And here I will go and update the caption as a sample figure inserted here, and I can also label it. For example, this is my results figure, so I will mention it as results figure, and then I can include the graphics. There are some options, like for example, the first thing I will do is I'll give the reference, that is picture images and picture1.png, and it will grab it from here, and I will click Control S and compile the file. But here you can see that this figure is very big, and it is not you cannot see it clearly because of the size. So I can rescale it. So I will say, for example, this is on a very big scale, so I can say scale is equal to, for example, 0. Maybe 0.9, and then I can press and recompile the file, and you can see again the figure is bigger yet, so we can say 0.7 and recompile the file again. and here you can see that the figure is now inserted here, but you can see that the figure is just below the references, and actually we inserted after this text, like after the citation, so it should be here. So for that, first of all, this figure we need to change the size as well. For example, 0.5 scale, and to put it back to the position where you cited, you can use an option that comes with the figure, and it is in the float package. You can use H, and this H specifies that you have to place the figure where it is mentioned, and not to move the figure from here and there or to somewhere else. So now you can see that the figure is inserted here, and you can properly locate its position where you cited. So this is about inserting figure. And regarding inserting equations, so you can use the like there are some mathematical symbols which you can use inside the sentence. For example, you want to write 1 plus 2 or 2 plus 3, so you can simply say like for example, I want to write here I have to put $1 plus 2 is equal to 3, and now I can see the output here. One plus 2 is equal to 3. But you can also if you want to like make this equation numbered, so then you can write it like begin equation, end equation, and then you can just say that for example 1 plus 2 is equal to 3, and the difference is that now it is treated as an equation object, and here you can see it is marked as number 1. For example, if I have another equation somewhere else, so that equation automatically will be marked as equation 2. So this is the difference between if you simply write just like that, and if you enclose them in the equation text. But for complex equations, for example, very complex equation, you can go to a website that is already given in the presentation. So you can go over there and you can type equations of your own choice. For example, I'll go there and I will show you how. For example, if I want to make an equation that is like for example, a divided by b is equal to a plus b divided by something like that, for example. So I will use fraction, and for example I say a plus b whole square for example a plus b whole square. You can see the output in real time, and a minus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab, and similarly I'll copy the same, just put here minus, so this is the equation of a plus b whole square. So you can simply write it here. This is a very simple equation, but you can write very much complex equations here, and you can just copy it and go to your LaTeX and paste it like that, and then you can compile it. And when I compile, I can see that the output is just like that. So you can also insert a lot much difficult equations and complex mathematics here in your journal or page, in your journal article, or in your conference proceeding, or whatever you are preparing document for. So you can use this editor. It is a GUI format, so it's very easy for use. So these are the basic tools, and these are the basic tags that we covered if you want to write a complete thesis or journal paper. And there are some other important things, like for example, if you want to submit a paper to a specific journal or to a specific conference, and there is Microsoft Word format, and there we also have some LaTeX format. So if you want to apply those formatting, so it will be very difficult if you create your own styles and copy the style from them. So they provide the LaTeX files where you can just copy their project and paste it in your directory and create your own project, and then you can just write whatever you want. Like for example, you can change the contents as per your paper or per your requirement. For example, I'll give you a demo. For example, I want to try an IEEE journal paper, and I want to write a journal paper in, for example, transaction, and let's say IEEE access, and I'll click yes. So here are two options, Word and LaTeX. I'll select LaTeX, of course, and I'll download the template as I already have the template, but okay, I'll download it again. So then when I go to my package, there we have access, and there are some files, like for example, this is the classes that are already defined, and how to put images and header and footer and every stuff. So I'll go to my text editor, and I'll say upload. For example, I want to or I'll just go back to my project, and I will say new project, upload project, and here I'll drag that access zip file, and when it compiles, now you can see everything is in access format, and I just have to write my own, replace it with my own content. For example, if I have for example, I have an already published paper, so I will copy the abstract, but you can write abstract. For example, here you can write your own name. Let's say the paper title is let's say the paper title is, I will copy one of my own paper's title, and I'll say this is my name. I replaced it with mine, and also my membership is not author, not this one, so I will change also the affiliation, for example media, and I will also change my email, for example xyz@gmail.com, and then when I compile it, so the whole things, it comes according to my requirements. And here I also can write my own abstract. For example, I'll remove this abstract and I can continue, and similarly I can enter the keywords, and I can go into the introduction part and everything, and there they also have like everything already prepared for you. So you just need to put your content, and you just need to focus and concentrate on what you have to write here. You don't need to worry about the formatting and everything. So this is a simple method. If you want to copy any other journals format, you can just go to the IEEE template selector and you can download template of your own choice. So that's all about the LaTeX and how to write a paper or research article, a thesis in LaTeX, insert equations, inserting figures, and how to give comments and write comments. And there are some other useful tools, like for example, if you want to share this document, so you can simply just turn on link sharing, and also you can type your collaborator name. They can also edit, and the other good things are here. You can write, for example, if you want to review this, there are some options that are limited, like in the free access, but you can buy the license, and in the free you can add comment. For example, please replace this abbreviation, and you can write the comment. So whenever your collaborator he enters here, and he can resolve this comment, or he can reply to you, okay, this is not correct or something like that, and he can also resolve it. So this is another good thing about it. And then you can just unclick the review tab, and here it will be closed automatically. And you can also go to the history, and there is some chat options. You can do chat with your collaborators, and then there is submit option, which you can try on your own, and there are a lot of other options. So it's very easy for you, and convenient as well as professional. So I will highly recommend to write your articles in LaTeX, and try it, and of course you will like it. So now we will move on to some research basic mistakes and some suggestions that we can follow. I'll show you. So first of all, like if you have prepared a document, so the most important thing is that you make sure you have the page numbers. Like if you want to send it to some professor or your senior, so there shouldn't be any mistakes, any basic mistakes particularly. So try to make sure that it has page numbers, and also check out that the overall structure of the paper, for instance, the headings and subheadings, their number, is it according to the journal format that you are submitting to, is it according to the conference format that you are submitting to, or also you have to check out for example, if there is 1.1, so the subheading should be 1.1.1 and 1.1.2 or something like that. So you have to double check all this stuff, and also you have to check about the consistency consistency of the headings format, font style and sizes and all this, and also the figures and tables numbering, and also the important thing is that each table or figure where it is appears, so it should be near to the text where you have cited that figure, so as it is very, so that like it is easy for readers to follow your table and to go to the figure that you have mentioned. And also check out the abbreviation, and you just have to define each and every abbreviation at the first appearance, and try to follow the standard format where if you want to define an abbreviation, then the first letter of each word should be capital. Like for example, I want to define CNN as convolutional neural network, then for the convolutional neural network, C of convolution, N of neural and N of network should be capital. Check out for the style, color, text format and everything. There should be consistency in the equation numbering, and most importantly check out the sentence and title, case and heading, and also in the figures inside the text that is inside the figures, and their formats and fonts should be similar to each other. Check out the structure of ABC and this AND structure. Like there are two comma structure. When you use AND, you have to put comma before the last thing that you are referring, and the other format is that you just directly say A, B and C without this comma. So if you have followed the first format, then it should be consistent throughout the paper, and if not, then it should be consistent. Like if it is without the comma, then it should be consistent throughout the article. And the number and names of the framework and text, it should be consistent. And also if there are only two authors in the paper, then write the first or last name of each author, like A and B with reference. And for more authors, then you can write XYZ et al. And the correct format for it all is that you have to put a dot here before the reference and a space. Okay, so that's about some basic mistakes. You should try and you should avoid these mistakes, and when you send the paper to your senior or to your professor. That's all, and thank you very much for listening to me. I hope you will have learned a lot of new things, and I really am hopeful that you will implement these things in your research writing,